Okey, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada para pelajar yang dikasihi sekalian. Selamat datang ke channel Cikgu Yati. Hari ini saya akan ajar tentang accounting equation ya. Ini bersiaran di channel Cikgu Yati dan ini saya bersama dengan pelajar-pelajar kuliah praktikum A2P3. Sepatutnya ada pelajar ni baca doa ya, Haizik, tapi dia terputus. Jadi kita baca sendiri umum kitab Al-Fatihah ya. Okey ya, tajuk accounting equation based on tutorial adalah satu tajuk yang penting ya. Nanti adalah basic kepada pelajar-pelajar yang mengambil kursus perakaunan. Jadi kepada yang tak ada basic pun, dia boleh belajar macam mana nak prepare accounting equation. So I will share the tutorial question. Okay, kita tengok ya. So hopefully you are ready with me and you can check your answer if you have done. So kita go through now. Okay, now. Okay, this topic tu iaitu basic accounting concept ya. So accounting equation dia ada two types of accounting equation. The first one, the basic one kita belajar ialah asset equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. And the second one ialah expanded accounting equation. You have to elaborate more about asset. Apakah items under asset, and then liabilities, you have the list of accounts under liabilities plus owner's equity. And then you have to expand owner's equity, dia akan jadi capital, modal, tolak drawings, ambilan, tambah revenue, hasil, tambah revenue ialah hasil dan tolak expenses. Expenses ialah belanja. So bila kita expand this formula, asset ni kita ada many accounts in the asset. So you must know, you must identify lah apakah the types of accounts under asset. Okay, now kita tengok the technique of answering the question. You have the technique to answer the question ya. Macam mana, terutama the non-basic student, they have the techniques to answer the question. First thing, dia akan bagi the transaction. From transaction, dia akan bagi the transaction. You have to identify asset, liabilities and owner's equity. That one is the basic accounting equation. You must identify from the transaction. So transaction tu apa? Urus niaga. So when I said transaction, dia ada date, and then dia ada details, and dia ada amount. Tiga benda tu must have in the transaction. Okay. So kita tengok the second one, types of accounts. Okay, when you expand accounting equation, so that means there are many types of accounts under asset. So kita tengok example. For example, from the type transaction, dia ada apa? Dia ada cash, dia ada account receivable, dia ada bank, dia ada supplies dan macam-macam. So when you read the transaction, then you have to prepare the column that relate to the transaction. So asset, under asset you have another column. Column kecil tu depends on the transaction. Okay, liabilities. So dalam liabilities tu dia ada a few accounts. For example, account payable and loan. Itu yang biasa lah kan. So under column liabilities, you have to prepare another two column. For example, account payable and loan. So this column depends on the transaction. Tapi some question dia dah bagi the data and dia dah bagi the table. Okay. The third step, you must record the transaction in order. In order, that means you have to follow the date chronologically. Ikut urutan. 1st of January, 3rd January, 4th January sampai the end of January. That one you have to record in order. Okay, the next step, record the transaction in the correct column. Okay, the column banyak ya. Let's say that you want to prepare the cash column. So you make sure the column is under assets. If you want to prepare the expenses column, make sure expenses column under owner's equity. So you must record the correct column in the correct category. Okay. And the last one, when you prepare the tabular or the table, you must total up for total asset equals to total liabilities plus total owner's equity. So this one, we are going to use the second equation iaitu expanded accounting equation. Before this saya dah buat juga ya. This one the question based on tutorial. So kita discuss. Okay, look at the question. Okay, this one we go to question 4. Okay, question 4. Ron Smith. So Ron Smith is the owner. The owner open an apartment locator. Apartment locator ialah penempatan apartment. Dia menyediakan penempatan. Okay, business near a college campus. Okay, biasanya college campus dia ada student yang nak sewa apartment. So siapa punya function? Ron Smith. Dia akan prepare for the student apartment locator. Okay, the company will be named as Campus Apartment Locator. So this is the name of the company or the business, Campus Apartment Locator. And this one is the name of the owner. During the first month of operation, July 2020, the business completes the following transaction. So based on the, okay, dia tak bagi tarikh, never mind, tapi dia bagi A tu maknanya still in order. Okay, the first one, Ron Smith contribute 35,000 to the business. Okay, bila disebut contribute, so that means it will increase. So you must identify the transaction, which category that involved in the transaction. So kalau kita tengok je, kalau contribute, that means increase in owner's equity. And this one increase in cash or bank. Sebab, tapi yang ni dia tak sebut apa-apa, so cash. Okay, the second one. Okay, the second one, dia kata purchase 350 of office supplies on account. So, dia beli bekalan office. Okay, bekalan pejabat on account. On account maknanya credit. So, bila credit, that means kita increase in office supplies. That one is categorized as asset, and another one increase in liabilities sebab kita purchase on credit. Okay, so the first function you must know the transaction and identify whether there is an asset, liabilities or owner's equity. So this one ialah asset and liabilities. Okay, C, pay cash of 30,000 to acquire a lot next to campus. So kita, the company ialah campus apartment locators, pay cash. So it will reduce the asset, decrease in asset, tapi kita kena specific apa dia account dia, cash. Yang tadi office supplies kan. So 30,000 to acquire a lot next to campus. A lot ni land, tanah. Tanahnya dia beli tanah dengan harga 30,000. So dia ada apa yang dia punya effect? The effect is increase in asset iaitu land, and at the same time decrease in asset iaitu cash. Kita kena specific the account. So yang terlibat ialah account cash and land. Okay, the next one, locates department for client and receive cash. Okay, kita locate, tempatkan apartment for the client. Client ialah penyewa ataupun dia apa, client ni customer pun boleh juga, and receive cash. That mean our cash, the company or the business cash increase, so cash categorized as asset increase, and at the same time kita increase dalam revenue. So revenue under owner's equity. So dia punya kategori dia apa? Revenue. E. So kita analysis kan, kita analysis which category that involved in the question. Okay, pay RM100 on the accounts payable the business create in transaction B. Okay, ingat lagi transaction B lah you purchase, the business purchase office supplies on account. So increase in asset office supplies and increase in account payable. So now kita bayar. So bila kita bayar, so that means it decrease in asset and at the same time account payable pun decrease sebab kita dah bayar the amount. So from 350, so now you have to deduct this amount 100. So the amount of account payable will decrease. Okay, the next one, pay cash expenses for office rent RM 400 and utilities 100. So it means that cash, so nampak ni cash categorized as asset, decrease in asset namanya cash, and at the same time this is owner's equity, dia decrease in owner's equity. So categorized sebagai expenses. So the total is 500. G, Smith withdrew cash. Okay, ingat ya, withdrew ni terms. Term dia maksudnya ambilan. So the owner withdrew cash from the business. So it means that the cash in the business decrease, and at the same time the owner's equity, iaitu drawing, kita put the column drawing, so the owner's equity also decrease 1,000. So after you analyze the transaction, that's why we call analysis of transaction. You must analyze the transaction and you must identify which categories that involve either asset, liabilities or owner's equity. Now we look at the answer. Okay, for this question, you are required, okay, requirement, indicate the effect of each transaction and the balances. So you have to analyze the transaction and the balances after each transaction. The balances, that means you have to total for asset. Total asset must equals to total liability plus total owner's equity using the following tabular. Okay, tabular heading. Tabular ni apa? The table. So given this is the table given in the question. Dia dah bagi siap-siap. Kenapa dia bagi macam ni? Dia dah bagi because this column based on the transaction. So dalam transaction you ada cash, you ada office supplies, you ada land, ada account payable. Perlu tak buat bank loan? Tak payah sebab dia not involved. Bank loan tak terlibat. Contohnya asset, perlu tak kita record equipment? No. We just record the account that relate to the transaction. And under owner's equity, there are 4 items. Ini biasalah, 4 items. So we look at the answer based on question 4. Okay, the example dia dah bagi, kalau cash decrease in the left side, this one we call left side ya, equals to the right side less owner's equity. Okay, we look at the answer for question 4. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, cuba tengok question dia. Nah, yang pertama tadi apa? Okay, yang pertama disebut apa tadi? Okay, disebut contribute. The owner contribute. So, increase in asset iaitu column cash equals to, this is the left side, equal to the right side iaitu capital 35,000. So, increase in asset and also increase in owner's equity. Tapi column capital. Sebab kita nak specific. We are using the expanded accounting equation. Okay, B. Okay, B just now apa? Purchase office supplies. So, kita purchase office supplies on account. So, increase in asset equals to increase in liabilities. So, kita nampak the left side equals to the balance, the right side. So, the balance lah. The balance, left side balance with the right side. So, kita kena record the item in order based on the transaction. Okay, the next one, C. Pay cash for 30,000. So we have to pay cash, decrease in asset, column cash, and at the same time increase in asset. Kategori apa? Land. Land ialah asset, non-current asset. So you can see 1 minus 30,000 dan 1 plus 30,000. So dia balance lah sebab sini kosong lah. Liability kosong, owner's equity kosong. So dia dua ni dia jadi balance. Okay, sebab 1 tambah 1 tolak. Okay, the next one, D, locate apartment for client. Okay, kita locate the apartment for client, the customer. Bila kita locate, you receive cash. And at the same time, we receive revenue. So increase in cash and at the same time equals to increase in revenue ataupun increase in owner's equity, column mana? Revenue. Okay, E. E ialah pay 100 on the account payable. Okay, this one relate dekat account payable just now. Kita purchase office supplies on credit. Now we want to pay cash to the account payable. So it will decrease the amount under cash, iaitu decrease in asset, and at the same time kita akan reduce our account payable with the amount 100. Okay, the next one, you have to F, pay cash expenses. So whatever kita nak buat payment, it will decrease in asset in terms of cash. So cash decrease RM 500 equals to decrease in owner's equity. Which column? Expenses. So expenses ni dalam ni banyaklah ada rent, apa dah ada 3 tadi kan? Rent dan utilities. Rent dan utilities. Okay, the next one, G, Smith. Smith tu siapa? The owner withdrew cash 1,200. So kalau withdrew, that means the owner took cash from the business. So it will decrease the amount of cash at the left side equals to the right side, iaitu it will decrease owner's equity. Which column? Drawing. Okay, so after that you have to see the balance for total asset, or you have to calculate total asset based on column. The first column, cash. So you have to total for cash 35,000 minus 30,000 plus 1,900 minus 100 minus 500 minus 1,200. Then you get the total for cash equals to 5,100. And for office supply, you get the total 350. And for land, the total is 30,000. So the total asset you have to add cash plus office supply 350 plus 30,000. So the amount for asset or the total asset equals to 35,450. So this is the left side of accounting equation. Now we look at the right side, liabilities. 350 plus, 350 minus 100, then you got 250. For capital, 35,000, drawing, less 1,200, revenue, 1,900, and expenses, less 500. So you have to add all together, 250 plus 35,000 minus 1,200 plus 1,900 and minus 500. And the amount for liabilities plus owner's equity is 35,450. So this one is question number 4. So if you make a mistake, let's say that you put 35,000 under land column, so your answer may be wrong for cash lah kan, tapi dia still balance. But if you put 35,000 for this side under drawing, so it's not balance, yeah. The left side must equals to the right side. Okay, this is the accounting question that you have to answer based on the transaction in order. In order in chronologically. Maknanya in order based on the date. Okay, the next one. Okay, we prepare another table for Anna Taylor. Anna Taylor is the owner and apa nama company dia? Taylor Gymnastic. Okay, we look at the question. Yeah. So when you read the transaction, okay, I repeat, transaction tu dalamnya ada date, the items, the detail and the amount. So from that transaction, you must identify which one is asset, liabilities, and which one is owner's equity. So kita expand the formula. So the asset, you must know the items or the accounts that involve. Liabilities pun you must know the accounts that involve, and for owner's equity, there are 4 items under owner's equity. That is capital, drawings, expenses and revenue. Okay, we look at the first transaction, December, 1st December, Anna contribute RM30,000 cash in exchange for capital. So that means Anna contribute 30,000 into the business. So it will increase in asset, that is the item dia lah cash, and at the same time it will increase capital ataupun increase in owner's equity, and the account yang involved ialah capital. Okay, number 2, the 2nd December, receive 4,000 cash from customer for service perform. Okay, nampak ni kita receive cash. So cash increase and at the same from customer for service perform. So services ni adalah revenue. So revenue, it will increase in owner's equity. The third one, 5th of December, paid 100 RM100 cash for office supplies. So from the transaction, kita nampak there are 2 accounts involved. One, cash. So cash categorized as asset, and office supplies. Office supply pun asset. So satu decrease in asset, that is cash. And at the same time, it will increase in asset, iaitu office supplies. Office supply lah bekalan. Saya ada ajar before ni kan, dalam pejabat ada rim, A4 paper, ada stapler, that one dia digunakan in the company, ya, in the business. So kalau dia guna, dia akan jadi supplies expenses. Kalau tak guna, dia panggil office supply. So dia adalah asset. Okay, the next one, 9th of December, perform services for customer. So kita perform services for a customer and bill. So kataan bill tu maknanya the customer not yet paid. Kita bagi the bill, selalunya invoice. Okay, so bill the customer for services rendered. So it means that we perform the services to a customer on credit. Maksudnya on credit tu makna on account. So apa yang bertambah? Services under owner's equity increase, and at the same time a customer ni ada apa? Pelanggan. Tapi pelanggan tu kita tak bayar. Kalau pelanggan yang tak bayar lagi kepada kita, kita panggil dia account receivable. Account belum terima. Account belum terima adalah asset. So maknanya asset bertambah, and at the same time kita punya the business owner's equity bertambah, iaitu revenue. The next one, December, 10th of December, receive 200 bills for utilities due in 2 weeks. Kita tak bayar je, receive bill saja in 2 weeks. So billnya berapa? RM200 for utilities. Bila due-nya next 2 weeks. So belum bayar lah. So dia melibatkan ni belanja tapi belum bayar. So the belanja is it will decrease in owner's equity, and at the same time dia menambahkan apa? Our account payable. Account payable tu liabilities. Okay, sebab belum bayar, we just terima receive je. Okay, the next one, paid for advertising in the local paper. So kita bayar, dia tak sebut cash kan, tapi that one kalau paid, it means we are paying the advertising expenses dengan cash. So it will decrease in asset, iaitu categorized sebagai cash. Dan pada masa sama, advertising adalah belanja, iklan. So it will decrease in owner's equity. So dia balance lah. Okay, kita pay utility bill that received on 10 December. Okay, yang ni kita bayar. Kita bayar. Sebelum ni kita terima bills kan. Due 200. Ini dah belanja bila kita terima bill. Tapi kita bayar 20th December. So kita punya cash decrease. Okay. And our account our account payable pun decrease lah. Okay, the next one. Mana tadi? Bill. Okay, paid rent for the month. So decrease in cash sebab itu adalah category of asset, decrease in asset, and at the same time it will decrease in owner's equity. So berapa amount? 1,500. Paid, rent ialah sewa, 1,050 to assistant, penolong for wages, upah. Upah ni belanja, wages, expenses. So paid cash. So it will decrease in asset dalam bentuk cash. Sebab kita ni sekarang ni buat analysis to identify which category yang terlibat in the transaction, either asset, liabilities or owner's equity. And the wages adalah categorized as owner's equity under expenses. And 30th of berapa bulan tadi kan, receive 2,800 cash from customer for services performed. Dapat cash. So automatic cash lah. Increase in cash for services. So services tu ialah revenue. Increase in owner's equity. And the last one, Anna withdrew 2,000 cash. So it means it will decrease in asset, iaitu cash. Dan also ada perkataan withdrew. Kalau sebut saja withdrew, dia memang decrease in owner's equity. Dia ambil duit daripada the business. Bila dia ambil duit daripada business tu, dia automatic drawing, account ambilan. Untuk siapa? For personal use. Kalau apa-apa yang kita guna, ada owner, the owner take atau withdraw cash for personal use or for his wife ataupun for his children, you must categorize sebagai drawings because that one is not for the business. So in the question, indicate the effect of each transaction and the balances after each transaction using the following tabular heading. So dia dah bagi dia tabular. Tabular that means the table. So macam mana dia bagi this table? Okay, this table are based on the transaction. That means there is the details about cash. So banyak cash digunakan. So we have to open for cash column. Account receivable pun ada in the transaction. Office supplies pun ada in the transaction. So only 3 asset ataupun 3 accounts that are used under transaction under asset. And account payable satu saja under liability, and this one you must open 4 column for owner's equity. So when you record the transaction, you must record in order. So dia dah bagi the tabular, you just follow the tabular. Okay, this is the table or tabular. Kita record in order. In order that means you must based on the transaction given in the question. Okay, the first one tadi tentang apa? Okay, the first one ialah tentang Anna contribute cash 30,000. So increase in cash, increase in capital. Number 2, apa tadi? Okay, 4,000 receive for the service perform. So increase in cash, increase in revenue. So nampak kan the left side must equals to the right side. Okay, the next one, nombor 5, paid cash for office supply. Increase in cash and decrease in cash and at the same time increase in office supply. Dia dua je ni. So equals to liability tak ada, owner's equity tak ada. So hanya asset saja yang terlibat for that transaction. Satu increase, satu decrease. Okay, 9 tu apa? Perform services. Okay, perform services. Kita perform to the customer tapi tak bayar lagi customer. So increase in account receivable and increase in revenue. The next one, account payable. Tentu apa tadi kita bayar for the utilities. Belum bayar. Kita belum bayar aja, just the expenses incurred. But akan bayar next in the future. So increase in account payable and decrease in owner's equity. Kategori apa? Expenses. The next one, 15 ialah paid advertising. So decrease in cash and decrease in owner's equity. Make sure record in the correct column, iaitu expenses. Okay, 20th iaitu paid utility. Okay, that one utility just now kan kita dah record 10th December. So you want to pay. So decrease in cash and at the same time kita punya liability also decrease. So the next one, 25th of December ni kan tarikh ni, iaitu tadi dah tahu lah kan, 25th. The next one ialah 25 collect cash from customer, December 9. Okay, December 9 kita collect cash. So increase cash, iaitu categorized as asset, and at the same time decrease in account receivable sebab kita collect the amount. The next one ialah 28 December. 28 December ni apa? The amount ialah paid rent for the month. Decrease in cash and also expenses. Yang ni pun sama juga 28 ni ya, kita bayar juga ya. Dan satu tu ialah wages. Sama je catatan. And the last one ialah ada lagi ya. 28 to 800 tu apa? Kita receive cash. Receive cash. So this one increase cash and at the same time increase revenue because we receive cash for the we perform the services. So kita receive cash and at the same time dia increase kita punya revenue. And the last one, the owner iaitu Anna withdrew cash 2,000. So decrease in cash and at the same time decrease in owner's equity. So you must record in the correct column iaitu drawing. So when you prepare this table, you have to add the column for cash and you get this amount 34,825, and then you add for this column, this is under asset 100, then the total for asset is 34,925, and then this one for column capital 30,000 less 2,000 for drawings plus revenue 9,800 and the expenses 2,000 minus this one minus expenses 2,875, and then you get the total asset equals to total liabilities plus totals owner's equity. So this one the owner's equity, dia ada 4 column. So itulah dia how to prepare the expanded accounting equation. So hopefully that you can understand for this topic. Dah pun habis kan? So tinggal berdua saja. Okay. Zulaika masih bersama dengan saya. Sekejap kita baca komen. So if you want to give any comment, you can write down the comment. Kita tengok. Izzah Shakira. Waalaikumsalam, madam. Okay. Nurul Hazwani. Waalaikumsalam, madam. Okay. Farah Nabila. Hai Cikgu Yati. Hai. The last one Syamirul. Ini dia nama tadi. Inilah tadi. Syamirul Ikhwan. Waalaikumsalam, madam. Okay, habislah kita hari ni ya. So, lebih kurang 35 minit. Jadi hopefully all the student, you must know when you read the transaction, step pertama yang paling penting sekali ialah kita identify the kategori yang terlibat, either asset, liabilities or owner's equity. When you expand the accounting equation, you must know the accounts that involve under asset, the accounts that involve under liabilities, and the four items that involve under owner's equity, iaitu liability, the capital, drawing, revenue and expenses. So saya rasa setakat itu saja. Okey, kita akan jumpa lagi next time. Jadi kita tak ada Haizik ya. Jadi kita sampai situ je lah. Kita sudahi dengan surah Wal-As ya. Okey, so kita jumpa lagi. Bye semua. Assalamualaikum.